Of business and industry, a man has to wear many hats. This is one of the least popular. Nobody likes to play detective. But employee theft is a $2 billion a year problem. Quite a collection, isn't it? Some of the devices used by modern man to prevent theft. Take a look. Surveillance equipment, automatic alarm systems, all kinds of control devices. Which one of them would you say is the most effective at preventing employee theft?
I don't know which is more effective, but you name it and I'll buy it.
Hey, sounds like you have a problem.
I certainly have it. It's not the first time.
But you're going to make darn sure it's the last, right?
Right.
Say, I really like your coat. That's very nice.
Yeah, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
This is one manager who's had it with employee theft.
I think I can help you. Step right over here.
So where are we going?
I'm going to help you to pin down a few basic principles about employee theft.
Oh, fine. I'm sick and tired of people having their hands in my pockets.
I know exactly what you mean. You know, that is very fine material. Take a seat. No, over here.
What was that all about?
Just this. I believe this is your handkerchief. And your glasses and comb. And, of course, your wallet.
Hey, how did you do that?
The first question is, why did I do it? And the answer is temptation.
Temptation?
There was such a bulge in your coat there, I just couldn't resist. I did it to illustrate a principle, and it holds true whether we're talking about protecting your own person or your business. The principle of reducing temptation.
Reducing temptation?
In every work environment, a certain amount of temptation is necessarily present. Employees need access to tools and supplies in order to do their jobs. The wise manager sets up a system to reduce materials, tools, and cash visible and accessible to his employees during working hours.
Visible and accessible. There's a lot of that in my place. Well, thanks a lot. You've done me a real favor.
You're quite welcome. But we're not finished yet.
No?
No.
Hey, my cufflink.
Yes? And your watch.
Oh, I shouldn't have shaken hands with you. That gave you the chance.
You gave me the opportunity to steal from you and to illustrate another principle. Now, at this point, I would like you to try to think like a would-be thief.
Me? A thief?
Every manager should study the techniques which thieves have employed to exploit opportunities in his kind of business.
I can see the value of that. Okay, I'll give it a try.
Good. Now, in order to steal something that has tempted you, what would you need?
Well, a chance to take it when no one's looking, and maybe a way to get it out of the building.
Exactly. And that's what I mean by opportunity. You would be amazed at the ingenuity of the would-be thief when it comes to taking advantage of opportunity.
Opportunities. Man, there are so many in the average place, I wouldn't know where to start. I'll tell you one of my favorite gimmicks, one that works every time. I used to put the stuff in trash cans, way down in the bottom, all covered up. So the guy who took the cans out did the work for me. I had to deal with the trash collectors, and we split the take. Simple, huh? Oh, but it worked like a charm. Who checks the trash can?
Hiding places. How many managers and supervisors check hiding places? Right there where you work. There are places you can keep things until you can get them out of the building. Lockers, places behind equipment, storage areas, even the cars in the parking lot. I'll tell you, man, if you can get to your car during your lunch Or you break, you got it made.
I was a waitress in this place. Oh, a real fancy place, too. But you know what it was? It was that, well, there was so much waste in the way they did everything. You could walk in there and you just knew you could take money or anything. And nobody would ever even miss it.
Opportunity. To me, that simply means a company with flaws in its accounting system. There is a basic principle in accounting, the segregation of duties. It means that no employee should ever be allowed to control both the records and the operations that generate entries into those records. For example, a bookkeeper should not have the opportunity to sign or deposit checks. For a number of years, I was employed in a position of trust within a company where that rule was not enforced. Sometimes, too much trust is bad for people. I know.
Are you tired of clicking through the commercials? Watch commercial-free on Patreon. The link is below this video in the description box. And now back to the show.
I can sure see why I've been having problems. Temptation and opportunity. There's plenty of both in my place.
I think you have some lint on your suit.
Oh, no, you don't. Not this time. No more opportunities for you.
Good, you're catching on.
I'm just trying to control the situation a bit, that's all.
Good. You're trying to control the situation by limiting my opportunity. You have put your finger on the heart of the whole concept of controls. Come on, follow me. You can limit opportunity by the use of all kinds of controls, including devices like this one, for example.
A TV camera? A device like this can control an area where nobody's around.
Yes, as long as they are properly used. They should never be used, however, as sham controls.
Well, I guess once they find out nobody's watching, that you're right back where you started from.
Correct. Devices like this are most helpful as supplements to the right kind of internal security. And that starts with effective accounting procedures.
My advice to the manager is stay close to your accounting records. Problems that can't be detected any other way show up here. Now, I particularly check departmental cost analysis. And if I find any problems, I check with the person in charge of the department. This has the additional advantage of letting my supervisory personnel know that costs are being watched. Oh, and another thing that I find helpful is following up on customer complaints, shortages in deliveries, delays, unexplainable problems. All of these things can point to the possibility of employee theft.
Effective internal controls can include sophisticated accounting procedures, or something as basic as this, a simple lock. A good lock may be an inexpensive way to control opportunity, but you'd be surprised how few people really use them.
We use them. A lock may not cost very much, but it is an efficient control method. One man is responsible for the key to this refrigerator and has to account for every item under his control. I'll show you something else we use as part of our control system. We call our system Zero Shortages, and we make it work. Our supply areas are completely enclosed with one man in charge. He is the only one authorized to enter the area. Employees can check out supplies only if they have a requisition slip signed by the supervisor. Copies of the records of this transaction are kept by the clerk, the supervisor who authorized it, and central accounting. Here's something else we do. We surprise our clerks now and then with an unexpected inventory check. Keeps them on their toes. My advice is, set up a good system, then supervise it.
Well, that's easy enough to say, but it takes a lot of time to keep your eye on everything and everybody.
Don't try to do it all yourself. You have both your supervisors and your employees to help you. But in order to enlist their help, you must exercise the fourth principle, which is communication. Communicate with your supervisors and your employees. Communication helps to build an atmosphere of mutual trust and respect, which is vital to the prevention of theft. Nothing will do more for you than good supervisors, men and women who set good example and who are good at their jobs. Good supervisors and loyal employees are your very best security force.
Oh, thank you very much. I won't shake hands with you, but I've learned a lot, and I'm grateful. I'm going to go back right now and try it out. Reducing temptation. Limiting opportunity. Establish controls. Communicate.
I hope our friend remembers that every member of his management team must be trained and fully aware of his or her role in theft prevention. A program that reduces temptation, limits opportunity, establishes controls, and is communicated to every employee is management's most effective safeguard against employee theft.